Welcome, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Microsoft, well, they used to call us Business Applications MVPs, but I think I'm still an MVP for Microsoft. And today we're going to kick off the AI Business Solutions Partner Show. All right, so let's get things kicked off today. And we're going to start things with our sponsor, TD SYNNEX. And we got Tracy Beyer being joined by MSDW's editor, Jason Gumpert, and we've got some important news we want to talk about that's happening in the world of Microsoft. So let's get things kicked off because there's a lot of things to cover, and let's go and talk about this Business Central pricing. And I'll let you, Tracy, start off.
Yep. So Microsoft had announced that in October, there was going to be some price increases on Business Central's main SKUs, the Essentials, the Premium, and the Device. And recently, they just announced they are now pushing that price change to November 1st. That is very helpful to our partners, gives them more time to close any deals they were working on before the 1st so they can lock in that lower pricing.
Okay, Jason, any sort of insights into what's going on with Business Central pricing?
Well, I think the timing, as Tracy mentioned, is really important to know. And I think the advanced alert that Microsoft gave hopefully has given partners some time to plan around this. I think the extra month should be a real help. But and Tracy, maybe you could help me with this. But I think this is one of the first price increases for Business Central in a matter of years, right?
That's correct. Yeah. And so, last year, Microsoft went all in on Business Central and then had promos and things like that. So, it probably set us up to get a good pipeline. Now we just need to close it before the price increases.
Okay, great. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the Bridge to Cloud 3. And surprisingly, we still have a lot of customers on premise. In fact, I was at a user group meeting this week in Montreal, sitting with one of our customers who's got 70 retail stores still running on Nav. So there's a lot of people out there that need our help. So Tracy, let's talk about the Bridge to Cloud 3 program.
Yeah, so Bridge to the Cloud promo, we've had one, we got two right now, and then three's coming. Has been around to help fund some of the migration cost for partners that are moving from GP to Business Central to the cloud. So it's been a very, very good selling point for partners to actually now take that move. And they kind of delayed a little bit in announcing when this Bridge to the Cloud 3 was going to be coming out because Bridge to the Cloud 2 actually expires the end of December. So we were getting a little nervous that maybe they were going to launch one, but they did. We just heard that Bridge to the Cloud will be launching January 1st, and we'll be able to give the partners 30% discount for on their deal.
Okay, that's excellent news. And Jason, why are there still people on GP, not on the cloud?
Why? I mean, there are so many reasons, right? And you're not going to get a single answer from, I think, this large and diverse group of businesses that all have their own challenges and their own priorities, right? From my perspective, it really does seem like, in talking to different people in the channel and different customers, they all have their own schedules and their own planning. And I think I agree with Tracy that it's probably a relief to know that Microsoft's going to bring some continuity, not exactly the same offer after December 31st, right, Tracy? It's a slightly less generous discount and maybe a few other differences, but it seemed to me anyway that mostly the continuity would be an easy story for partners to explain.
Yeah, they Bridge to Cloud 2 was 40%, and then 3 is now 30%. So it is a big difference in discounts there, but at least there's one.
Okay, perfect. And for our F&O crowd, whether you want to call it F&O, finance and operations, or finance supply chain, we know what it is. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on with that product.
So this is a unique change. There's not a lot of partners that focus in finance and operations, at least in the SMB side. Most of those deals are more enterprise. So what they're doing now is they're going to start monitoring the licensing for the F&O products by the customer's use, and so it's going to require our partners to work very closely with their customers to make sure that they're leveraging each of their licensing, and it is up in the Microsoft portal so that they are getting credit for leveraging those licensing. The announcement came out way back in March, so they gave the partners plenty of time, and then extended the time from September to October or November 1st. So this all kicks in, and then it on November 1st. And then after that, it's actually when the renewals are coming up for renewal that they have to actually really make sure they're all set.
Okay, perfect. So Jason, why is this such a big issue with the channel? Because you'd think, if their customers are using the licenses, we should be licensing the users.
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty straightforward in theory, right? But I think when you look at the reality of what FNSCM projects look like and what customer deployments look like, and how, left without sort of trustworthy tools in the past, partners and customers have been left to evaluate their license usage essentially on their own. I mean, there are of course audits from Microsoft and checks, but no real rigorous and consistent application of those rules, I think, right from the start of every project. So bringing this into play here, as Microsoft is doing, in addition to sort of some of the technical challenges of and sort of the changing nature of those reports and tools that Microsoft's giving partners, it's really going to test, I think, every FNSCM partner's, consulting and client services skills as well. And they're really going to have to make sure they have the good customer relationships, that they have the trust of their clients, and that they can combine that with a really vigilant and sort of staying really closely up to date with what Microsoft is doing with their tools and with their approach to this, whether it's email alerts, whether it's in-app notifications, whether it's admin alerts, just and the nature of the tools they're given to sort of monitor this and enforce it. So I think it's a big challenge for partners, big opportunity too, to show, I think, how close they can be and how much they can help their customers through a transition like this.
We're going to move sales, service, and finance to the frontier with Microsoft 365 Copilot. Yeah. So Tracy, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so they made the announcement just last week or a few weeks ago that they will not be, Copilot sales, services, and finance will not be individual SKUs anymore. They're going to be all under the Microsoft 365 Copilot SKUs. So that is kind of the trend that I can see Microsoft going, kind of collecting all of the Copilots and kind of putting them in one area and connecting them to all the agent stores that they have. So I think that it's a really good move. I think that this will give the partners that are not really working within the Dynamics area, the DC or CRM, and be able to get a kind of a taste of some of the automation that these Copilot SKUs can do, and be able to maybe feel a little bit more comfortable to actually adding the CRM and ERP products to their portfolio.
I think this is great news. And Jason, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, building on what Tracy said, anything I think that partners can find that makes it, painless and easy, and improves the opportunity to have successful AI experiences for their clients is going to be a win. Getting rid of that additional cost is obviously a big element of that too. I think it'll hopefully encourage more partners to get familiar with what these tools can do and how they can work with not just sort of the M365 side, but the D365 side, bringing in FNSCM into the mix, bringing in D365. Those aren't the only CRMs or ERPs that work with these applications, but certainly they're the marquee ones, right? And for Microsoft partners, hopefully that improves that story as well.
I think it makes it easier for the partner, easier for the customer, and easier for everybody involved to kind of understand what your requirements are and which copilots you're going to be using.
For sure.
Completely agree.
Okay, so I want to thank Tracy. I want to thank Jason for this segment. I'm glad we've got a sponsor like TD SYNNEX because there's going to be a lot of change in our practices coming up over the next, I'm going to say 12 to 18 months with agents, with copilots. And it's great to have a partner like TD SYNNEX there to help us bring the news and, really help us to understand, what's going on and how to support the partners through this journey.